Hello! This is how to make a DIY microphone using a vintage wall telephone without any soldering. Okay, let's go over the things you'll need. First, of course, you'll need a vintage wall telephone. The reason why you need a telephone of this style is because they usually have a terminal inside that you can screw the wires into, so you don't need to solder them. You can make a DIY mic telephone using any handset or any style of telephone, but those usually require some soldering. This one doesn't, you'll see. You'll also need a standard XLR microphone cable, a pair of household scissors, a flathead screwdriver, a pair of pliers, and maybe some work gloves depending on how hard it is to open your casing. Okay, so now you just have to remove the lid from the body of the wall telephone. This will of course vary by the model and style of telephone you have, but on a style like this, there's usually a latch at the bottom that you just push in, and then that'll release the lid from the body of the telephone. Mine was already pretty loose, so it came off pretty easily, but some of them you kind of have to really push in to get the latch to release. Okay, so inside the telephone itself can look really complicated, but don't worry, we're not touching 99% of what's in here. We're literally just looking for two wires that are coming from the handset. And opposite to what you think, we're actually using the earpiece part of the handset, not the microphone of the telephone itself. Yeah, so on most handsets, you can just simply unscrew the earpiece and flip it over and see what color the wires are and follow them down into the main terminal. In our case, we have two yellow wires, so that's what we'll be looking for. You could also, if you wanted to, just unscrew the microphone piece just to see what color those wires are to differentiate them from the wires that we want, which is the two yellow wires from the earpiece, not the microphone. So yeah, just follow those wires out of the handset cord into the main terminal. You can see 4 wires coming out, as we saw 2 from the earpiece and 2 from the microphone. The 2 from the earpiece that we want are the 2 yellow ones, and the ones we don't want are the black and red ones from the microphone. It can be a little complicated to look at all those wires, but if you just kind of, gently pull, prod, investigate, you can kind of see where they lead into the main terminal screws. And those are the points at which we'll attach our wires using just those flathead screws that are already there. Okay, and we just take our microphone cable. Microphone cables have 2 ends. There's the pin end and there's the plug end. Make sure to cut off the plug end. Some people call this the female end. I don't call it that because I think that's really fucked up and weird. I don't know why we're bringing genitals into cables. Make sure to cut off the plug end, this one right here, not the pin end. Then you'll take your scissors to just kind of gently strip off the black outer coating of the cable to expose the inner wires. So as you can see, there's 2 main lead wires. There's this kind of white shielding material and this bronze grounding wire. You don't need the grounding or the shielding, you just need those 2 main lead wires, that red and white, in my case the red and white leads. And then you'll do the same kind of thing. You'll strip off the rubber coating of those wires to expose the leads. And you just want to be a little bit more careful because these are thinner wires, and obviously you don't want to cut off the lead completely. Yeah, and the last part's pretty simple. You just loosen the 2 screws holding down the 2 wires coming from our earpiece, in our case the 2 yellow wires, and then you just take the 2 leads of your microphone cable and you just place them underneath one of the screws and you just screw them down. Does not matter which wire goes which, just one in each. And that's it. You just put the lid back on the casing. I got lucky, my casing actually had a little cutout to route the mic cable through. I've seen also some people who do this will also kind of drill a hole or cut a hole to accommodate the mic cable, either or. And now we're ready to test out the microphone. So you just take the pin end of the microphone and plug it into any audio interface, mixing board, PA system, whatever you want to test it with. And as you can see, I'm getting a pretty good level, so success. Girl, put your records on, I'll be your favorite song. Just go ahead, let your hair down. And there you have it, your very own DIY wall telephone microphone with no soldering. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful or like this video, please give it a thumbs up and or leave a comment for me. I'm happy to also answer any questions that I can. Also, all the music in this video was written and produced by me, so if you want to check out any of my works or my music, you can find me at SuperKnovamusic. All the links are below. But other than that, yeah, thanks for watching and happy DIYing.